Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Christi Lukasiak. Thank you for joining me. Happy Dance Moms Premiere Month. If you are a Dance Moms fan, you know that Dance Moms premiered July 13th, 2011. This July, I'm doing 2 videos this month that go back to probably 2 of the most asked questions I ever get about the show. And the first one is today's video, and that is, how did the show start? So not only am I going to tell you, in my opinion, my version, because there's all kinds of versions out there, I am also going to show you very rare video. Now this video is the video that they used, I believe, in what was called the upfronts. So before the show aired, Lifetime had decided to buy it, and then they had to take it out and show advertisers like what the show was, and they didn't really have anything to go off of except for this upfront, which in other words is a sizzle. A sizzle is kind of like a pilot that the public never sees. When they were deciding whether or not they were going to buy Dance Moms, the production company put together a sizzle, which is sort of like a small peek into what the show would be. They take it to different networks and they say like, hey, here's a show. Do you want to buy it or not? And then the network then takes it out and they sell ad space. This sizzle lives online, and I thought it would be kind of fun to share it with you and react. I'm not sharing any big super secrets because it is definitely online. It's definitely something that unless you're like truly a very niche Dance Moms fan, you might not have ever seen before. So how did Dance Moms start? Here is the tea. Fall of 2010, there was a very popular show that was on TV that you may or may not have ever heard of, you may or may not remember, but it was called Toddlers and Tiaras. Does anybody remember that show by chance? Toddlers and Tiaras was all about the pageant world. Kids, their moms, the pageant world. And originally, the concept of Dance Moms, and it wasn't even called Dance Moms, by the way, it was called Just Dance. The concept of the show was that it was going to follow a different mom and daughter every week. So like week 1, you'd see like Christi and Chloe in Pittsburgh. Week 2, you might see like Molly and Madison in Wisconsin, I don't know. And then for the finale, all of the parents and kids that you saw each week would come together and they would compete at nationals against each other. So really, if you got cast on the show, you would have been on 2 episodes. Your episode, which featured you, and then the nationals episode, which I know they were really excited about this concept. And so what happened is they put out casting call in the US looking for these moms and daughters. And Abby used to put up, information at the studio, like this is going on. I remember Chloe auditioned for a few movies just because she would like put this stuff up. That's what Abby did. She was like, always had her finger on the pulse of Broadway, of shows. So she like stuck this casting call up. A couple of us had replied to this. We were like, hey, I wrote an email responding to this. I think there were like 3 questions that they had asked, like, tell us this, this, and this, and send a photo. I remember looking for about a week to find a photo that I did not hate of myself to send in of Chloe and me. Wrote, a couple things, and then within a week, I got a call from the casting director. He's like, hey, I want to ask you a few questions. I swear on my life, I literally said, I'm in Home Goods. Can you call me later? At Home Goods. So he did call me back, talked to him, and he kept saying, can you send me in a clip of X, Y, and Z? This is back before cell phones like had video cameras on them. I had happened to get the Christmas prior a flip camera. Remember flip cameras? They had a USB that you would like plug into the computer. And I remember saying, oh my God, yes, I have a video camera. I can film these. So then the casting producer came back and he's like, hey, do you have any friends? Actually, I have this great friend named Kelly. Her kids are amazing. She's great. We're always off getting in trouble. And I filmed her on my flip camera and I sent that in to him. Then he said, I need to see your daughter dancing. Basically she's like, is she any good? So I actually sent in this clip. Totally just improvising. And then I sent in a second clip. As the casting director was getting tapes in, he realized that his favorite moms were all from the same studio. And we weren't just talking about our children and their dancing, we were all talking about each other because the story of our kids' dance careers was all intertwined with one another. And he was like, hold on a second. Not only do I have like the kids, like the toddlers and tiaras, he's like, but I almost have like a Real Housewives. I mean, without the glam, clearly, in these moms. So he was like, let's change the concept of the show. December of 2010, I actually got a call from Abby. I had Chloe and Paige at my house. They were having a sleepover, and Abby called and she's like, you know, there's a network that's really interested in the show. And I'm like, oh, what network? And she didn't really say, but I kind of knew it was Lifetime. And she said, they're coming in January to film a sizzle. I was like, okay, great. So I'm still talking to the casting director at this time. We love Kelly, we love Chloe, we love Brooke, we love Paige, all of them. We want you to make sure that you are here for, you know, this January date when we are filming the sizzle. I kid you not. There was a dance competition in New York City the weekend that he was coming to film, and Abby sent me and Kelly and our kids to this dance competition. It was like when Cinderella got locked in the attic and couldn't go to the ball. We literally got sent out of town. I called the casting director before, you know, he was coming, and I'm like, listen, we're getting sent out of town. We have to go to New York. Our kids are competing. If you want to film us for the sizzle, you're gonna have to come early. He came a night early to film us. So we were filming the Thursday night, and I remember sitting upstairs, and there was this huge controversy because Chloe, Paige, and Maddie always had a trio. What happened that year is that Chloe and Maddie had really good solos, that they were always going to extra competitions to compete. So Abby was like, you know what, Paige doesn't always go. Brooke was older, so she was doing some other stuff with other groups. And so Abby was like, hey, I'm gonna give Chloe and Maddie a duet that they can do if it's just the two of them. But here's the thing, duet and trio will always compete against each other. And it was a huge, huge sore spot that those two had a duet that might go up against the trio. It was a big deal. So we were sitting upstairs on that Thursday before we went to New York filming the sizzle, and the casting director knew that. And he needed a fight to happen on this sizzle. So he had Abby run that duet in front of Kelly. And it made her really mad. Then we were unpacking this whole thing. We filmed a sizzle. We left for New York. I think total of 27 families all auditioned for the show. The majority of them were from the studio. And then we had somebody from Ohio. And the Ohio person was friends with Abby. She had Facebooked her and she was like, hey, can Ohio people audition too? So Kathy came to the studio with her daughter Vivi and auditioned for the show. Then it was February 28th, 2012, and I only know this because it was like 3 days before my 34th birthday. I got a call that said, the show has been picked up. You're gonna be on TV for 6 episodes called Just Dance. We're following you guys around. We're gonna watch your kids dance. And I was like, oh my, okay, wow, this is wild. And I was like, well, who else is in it? And they said Kelly, and I was like, great. Melissa, and I was like, of course. Holly, and I'm like, Holly. I'm like, that's kind of odd. And I was friends with Holly. As far as drama and reality TV, I was like, well, that was odd. And then I was like, oh wait, they need a normal person. And I said, well, who's the other mom? And they said, well, you're gonna meet her on camera. She's from Ohio. Beginning of April, we started filming. The show premiered on July 13th. I don't know if you guys know how quick of a turnaround that is. We actually premiered at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday, and we were after Roseanne's Nuts, and we did better than her. And then they moved us to the 9 o'clock slot on Wednesday. And I remember she got really nasty with us on Twitter because we were nobodies from Pittsburgh. But let me know in the comments. I was thinking about for next week showing you the very first commercial for Dance Moms, the story behind when that aired, what happened to us, because it's kind of wild, and then everything that happened the night the show premiered, because there's some tea there. So let me know if you would like to see that video. I will do it next week. But in the meanwhile, let's watch the sizzle for Dance Moms, or I think it was called Just Dance. So let's take a look at that.
Look at me. Your mother is not your coach.
I just have to say, my sweater with the big flower, that was from Black House White Market, and I remember really feeling like that was a moment, like a fashion forward moment. Christy, I'm not sure that was the moment. I also went and got my eyelashes, like eyelash extensions on, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm filming a sizzle. And then I went on national TV looking like a lunatic.
I am the coach.
I actually think I like Abby more au naturel with like less makeup and less hair, honestly. And where is all the plastic rhinestone crap? Where have all the red rhinestone crap pieces gone?
Your mother doesn't know what to do. If she did, she wouldn't bring you here.
Love that Brooke looks annoyed even in the sizzle. Why is Melissa crying? This was in the sizzle. What is she crying about?
You understand that?
The drama. Take a quick peek at the single ladies' costumes. Do they look oddly familiar? Like, let's superimpose them with blue, and there you have the electricity costumes, directly inspired by the single ladies. True story, the producers were dying to have this studio be the studio on Dance Moms, and I don't think the moms said yes. I think the moms were like, and then they found us. I'm gonna tell you right now, I still don't dance in the club like that. But who am I kidding? I don't dance in the club. Dance Mom Christi doesn't dance in the club.
I wake up and the first thing I think about is what's on the dance schedule today. I want her to be me. But I want her to be me not owning a dance studio. I want her to be me dancing on Broadway.
Kathy was setting the precedent for the ugly fur vest right from the word jump. I'm just saying.
I'm putting my makeup on a bus on the way to New York to go to a competition
I don't
because
really
I use
care.
your makeup.
You don't even look good when you got makeup on.
I filmed that! That's when we got sent off to New York! And honestly, Brooke was not really that much of a brat. She was just kind of being a brat like that day. Brooke was always very like chill and cool. She was just kind of being sassy with Kelly. I filmed that on my flip camera. When Kelly and I were at that dance competition in New York, we actually went and bought a giant extra large pizza to take home in the car, and we were like walking through the streets, went to a dance competition holding an extra large pizza to take in the car and eat like pigs on the way home. So who's the 500-pound hog?
You have a reputation to uphold from last year, and you're still petite Miss Dance of Pennsylvania, so you do not lose. Do you understand that?
Okay, Abby's poof is exceptionally aggressive. She was channeling Jill before she even knew Jill. And headband, drink. If you listen to Back to the Bar, you know the reference. If you don't listen to the podcast Back to the Bar, you need to immediately.
No one's walking over me or my child.
This was a disaster.
Nia came to play with that glitter eyeshadow. Nia is like serving all the looks of the glitter eyeshadow. Nia, I love you. You are a girl after my own heart. Oh my God! This is me in my old house stretching Chloe. I used to do this to her all the time. Not like I want to break your knee, but like I would stretch her. Oh my God.
See how this knee, like, I want to straighten it.
I have no idea what it feels like to lose. I can't even imagine the feeling.
You'd probably cry.
All I'm gonna say is I am 100% certain that Chloe had won a few times. Okay, I don't want to be shady. I'm just saying Melissa knew what it felt like to lose. Sorry. Sneaky and devious, and she lies. Let me tell you, when I did that interview and I was like, listen, can we shut the door? This was done in the dressing room. That was that, like, not the dressing room, but like the actual store that Abby had. We filmed that in the store, and I remember looking at Brian being like, can we shut the door? I don't want anybody to hear me saying this. And then they showed it on the commercial before the show aired.
Just jealous of me and my daughter.
I think they're both crazy.
I'm not jealous of you or your daughter. I was mad about the treatment. And Kelly, how dare you say we're both crazy? You're supposed to be my partner in crime.
It's not the stage's fault. It's your fault.
I'm not going to be one of these moms that we have to get to school. If we have dance rehearsal, we have to get to dance.
That's all I have to say about Kelly.
Get your dance bags!
I am the biggest Kelly stan on the planet. Get your dance bags!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my God, I filmed this. So the producers had called and asked me. He said, this is far before they like knew anything about Abby. He was like, is your dance teacher willing to go on camera and work with your daughter? I'm like, I don't know, let me ask her. This is far before the sizzle. I said to her, I was like, Abby, can I film you? And she's like, sure, let's go in Studio A. I filmed this on my flip camera. So anytime anybody says they didn't audition for the show, yes, I did. I filmed this on my flip camera. That is my footage.
I mean, if Vivi comes to me and says that she wants to play softball, I'll probably slip my wrist.
I am telling you right now, when Kathy said that, I think that is the moment where Lifetime was like, I will sign on the dotted line. These women are insane. Yes, let's make this a show. I think Kathy was a catalyst for sealing the deal. I'm just saying that is gold. I'd watch this show. That is it for me in this video this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment below if you want to hear the story about the night the show premiered. Also, I would love to hear what other videos you guys would like to see. And I will see you guys back here next week. Bye.